Straightway Truth Ministry when it was a Christian denomination, supposedly as its front. Then it became a so-called Hebrew denomination by trying to say that they're Israel, they're Hebrews. This is a man's ministry, and all the rhetoric, all these promises and such. And now people are finding out the hard way that the real men are actually picking up their boots and taking both feet and walking out those gates, even driving out those gates, finding the nearest exit and leaving those circuses, those private lands that are clown circuses, satanic circuses. It's bad when they promise you that they're gonna make you so Hebraic and all this stuff, so masculine for men, and how the women are gonna become feminine and everything else. How they don't need to work a job anymore, a day in their life, and so forth. And even that's a lie there too. The ladies, females, and women, they're getting their fingers worked to the bone, especially in the different tasks that require endurance, longevity of energy throughout the day. And then the report too that they work on the Sabbath. Hell to the no, no, no. And then he gets up there, he trashes the men and the guys, and anyone else he can really condemn, like the demon he is. And then he turns around and goes to work on the women, sister, ladies and females. The whole time he's telling you how they're being Hebraic and everything else, and they all talk about how, the Hebrew culture this, Hebrew culture that, and how being, quote unquote, melanated, how they act, and everything else. The next time you see Charleston Jr., please tell me if he has a, like that little lining around the neck, around the chest cavity. Please wake me up and tell me that he's not some kind of undercover Cointelpro CIA agent or something. Because that guy right there, that male, is white as hell, okay? And I'm talking about albino. You know how you go to a business place and they're trying to, they're walking on glass. They're so bland and so dry. They're deadbeat and everything else. I'm telling you this right now. Straightway Truth Ministry will whitewash you like it's no one's business. You think you're gonna go in there, you're gonna get some melanin in your skin, you think you're gonna be an extra masculine man, have a testosterone level close to 1,000 and such, and you think that when you go there, the ladies, females, and women are gonna become righteous sisters, especially women of the faith, to be a righteous example of feminine, agreeable, as well as control of their control over their appetite and such, fit, feminine, and agreeable is what I was taught. Now that it's all coming out now, what really happens to Straightway Truth Ministry and how it really is, you think you're gonna grow an afro or grow some hair down there, guys? and ladies, females and women, you think you're gonna, you're no longer gonna grow, peach fuzz. You no longer have to have a masculine traits. You could be feminine, get married, and raise children, and live a woman's life. Live the life of a righteous sister and so forth. And you find out the hard way that they're slaving you all out. And on top of it too, the only one who gets to so-called act masculine and act like alpha men, especially so-called alpha females, is Charles L. Jr., his cronies on his board, especially their so-called wives, their so-called concubines and such. They get to walk around with the best bling on, the best houses, the best vehicles, the best you name it. They have to have it bigger, better, and more luxurious than you. They get to go up there and walk around all posh and elegant and exquisite and particular and such. And you're over there working in dirty like a third to fifth world individual. And if you say anything, guys, males, and men, you want to stand up for righteousness, get ready to pack up, have money saved up, and go out that gate before it happens. Because as soon as the hair starts to develop on your chest, guys, males, and men, bros who want to be righteous, I'm telling you this right now, that beta male who thinks he's all down in the bag of chips, that beta male up there, as soon as you man up, he's going to feel challenged and get his little punk sissies and cowards around him to tell you to pack your stuff up and get out the gates right now, or you have so many days to pack up and get out of here and go figure it out. So, in the whole advertising, you think you guys, males and men, are gonna go over there and become a greater man, and as soon as you see the reality of it, you realize that everyone else on the outside looking in thinks you're all being men up there in front of the stage, and Charles L. Jr. is just breathing out lies left and right. And you're over there hopping up and down like goats and talking like a bunch of yes men and clapping like seals, co-signing on everything like beta males and so forth, like betas. Man, that joker will whitewash you big time too. And if he can, he might make you so effeminate, he might make you like a white version of Kabir. What's the closest thing to that? Michael Jackson. Oh no. Charles L. Jr. will whitewash you into Michael Jackson. Oh no. Well, the rest of us who are still being dealt with the Most High by Yahweh Elohim are keeping the law, statutes, commandments outside those slave camps, in the fields, in the cities, according to Deuteronomy 28. We still have our testicles, people! Yeah! Hallelujah! Now let's go to the next part here, huh? Very interesting on this one too here. Let's talk about it. Yes, you melanated sisters, females, ladies, and women who decide to go to straight witch ministry or are there are treated like second-class citizens. And guess what? The only way you can come close to being given an extra, a little extra kudos, a little extra, credit, a little extra love bombing, a little extra appreciation, a pat on the back, a good job, sister, and so forth. Guess what you have to do? Just like the rest of these enslaved Hebrews out here in the world who have shekels still in their minds, their souls, their spirits, and then stipulations applied to them to keep in the chains the more so, you have to sit down to that level too, sisters. That means you have to receive the brainwashing to become whitewashed by these witches, wizards, and warlocks, especially that one in the pulpit. You ever look at Charles Jr. lately? That burger, he's turning white, leprous, white as snow. Let's see if he even was to make it to 70 years old, he would look like an albino by chance. You know how you see those mulattoes where they're so white you can hardly tell they're even melanated at all. They may have some kind of features, but you gotta ask him, did you come from Germany? Did you come from Russia? Did you come from France? Did you come from Spain or something? That's how white they can get, to where you can easily mistake them for a European. And sorry to break it to you, females, ladies, and women who are straight way truth ministry hearing this, as well as those who are outside of straight way truth ministry. And the only way to even be treated better than a slave is to become indoctrinated, brainwashed, and deceived, and being punked, harassed, bullied by that demon in the pulpit, that devil in the pulpit, Charles Jr. No matter how melanated you are, if you stick there and conform to all the reverse psychology and everything, straight word truth ministry, especially Charles Jr., will whitewash you like hell. Who knows, maybe the melanin will start falling off you because of all the demons they'll be trying to do onto you, put onto you, as well as all the witchcraft and such, all the occult practices and so forth. It's messed up, people. It really is messed up. That is how they get down the road dirty. They'll play you and turn you upside down as it is. By the time you get through the whole indoctrination and everything else, you'll say you're Hebrew, but on the inside out, on the spiritual side, you'll be, Caucasian. You ever watch that movie, what's that movie, E.T.? You remember how E.T. is like even though it's like a different kind of creature, but it's melanated, it was covered in that blanket and all that sheet to try to, hide them in a clothing basket and so forth. That's the closest thing I can get for example here, for what I know of currently, to my understanding. But if you really want to see whitewash and white privilege, That's right, we're gonna go there. The racism at Straightway Truth Ministry that's flying underneath the radar. That's right, brothers, males, guys, and men over there. The only way they're gonna even give you a snowball chance in hell at being treated partially decent as you would deserve by an inch is to act white. They will whitewash you to try to conform you and make you say you're Hebrew, but you're Caucasian, just like a white angelical Christian. You will be bland. Your salt will lose its. You will run the risk of losing the flavor of your salt. Yeshua HaMashiach said that you are the salt of the earth. So not only the natural-born Israelites who have the characteristics in them, but especially and most importantly, those who are born again of the Ruach HaKodesh. Not just the homeborn, but also those who are grafted in. When you are born again of the water and of fire, by the purging, the fire to burn up and purge it and cleanse, receiving the fullness of the baptism of the Ruach HaKodesh, you are the salt of the earth. You do not allow these Psalms 83 individuals, as they explain it, to whitewash you and mess up who you are supposed to be. Because that's how it is. With all the whole conversation, you are supposed to be who you're supposed to be as men and women. And the thing too is that people gravitate to you because you have the flavor. You have something put into you from the Father, spiritually speaking, that gravitates others to you. First, there's the physical aspect, and then there's the spiritual aspect, especially when the Ruach HaKodesh is drawing people to the faith. Someone just brightens up, they're drawn in, and they're going to have that conversation. They're going to open up and talk to you. You are supposed to be the salt of the earth that gives it flavor, life, energy, not of yourself, but was given from the Father. Because all belongs unto the Father. All the gifts, skills, talents, abilities, as well as the things physical, those things that are seen, and those that are not seen. The Shemaim, the earth, the waters, and all that's in it. He made it all for His purpose. It belongs to Him. And the things that are given to you is for a purpose. So what's being said in the second half here? People don't want to talk about it, but it's so. These individuals who are legally speaking, on or otherwise at those lands, they are whitewashed slaves, both male and female, guy, lady, man, woman, and children. They become whitewashed to the whole process, and then Charles L. gets up there in this three-piece, proverbial three-piece uniform, and he gets up there and he talks about, oh yeah, let's talk about the Hebrew culture, all this and that and X, Y, and Z and so forth. And some of you only get to holler and shout like that when what? You're over there at service during the Sabbath morning, and that's it. You get the so-called show out during Saturday morning, but the rest of the 6 days of the week, you get to go back to being white again. Hell to the no, no, no. The Father put something in you that's supposed to come out of you in the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. From the depths of your being, that the Father and the Shemayim be glorified, for He alone is worthy. These Psalms 83 devils try to steal His glory and try to give you another Yeshua, and try to give you another version of the Father. Hell to the no, no, no. How do you read the book of Maccabees and have it preached to you, and you see a damn Greek trying to Hellenize all of you, and you sit there and take it like a bunch of Isn't that why the Maccabees were raised up by the Father? Because some actually were willing to go down and keep the faith. And when the Father turned to the people and had mercy on them, He equipped the Maccabees to lead your people, including those who joined the congregation from other nations. He rose them up to lead the people for their independence, for their freedom from their enemies, their captors, and those who hate them. And even when it's spoken of Yeshua HaMashiach, how He was born, and the good news accounts where He had the spiritual side, the spiritual purpose to deliver His people, those who hear Him, first the Yehudim, then the nations, to deliver them from their enemies. Because not only the Yehudim were oppressing each other during the Roman captivity, and also the nations as well too, who were either Gentiles or straight up heathens, but you also have Gentiles as well too, turning to Yeshua HaMashiach and seeking Him. Even the woman at the well, the Syrophoenician woman, as well as the centurion, the Greeks, and all sorts of people from other nations too. People from all over the place were seeking Yeshua HaMashiach. And because they turned to Him, who was the example of what Israel is supposed to be, the Yehudim, they were saved from their enemies. Particularly, a good example is those demons, their spiritual enemies, who were using people, places, and things to withstand them. So you go to Straightway Truth Ministry to keep the faith, and those who are supposed to be born again, water baptized, and filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, to have all these apocryphal books taught to you through the weeks, Friday nights, Saturday mornings, and so forth. And you let that damn Greek, Roman, heathen, Hellenist, Gentile, seed of the serpent, get up there in your ears and Hellenize all of you. You better pray for the same spirit that came upon the Maccabees, Gideon, as well as all these righteous men of valor, even the sisters who were given valor, like Judith, who cut the head off that slimy, filthy heathen, who wanted to go pillage Jerusalem, and he showed up with his multitudes. She went to his tent when he was intoxicated, and he was filled with lust along with his intoxication. And when the opportunity came, she took that cleaver and split that booker's wig she split it down on the spot. And she got out of there. And as soon as her and that fellow sister who came with her on the journey got out of there, clear enough, and Enoch went in there and came out screaming, because that burger's wig was split in two. Heads were rolling, people. That's right. And you're gonna let that Antichrist, that damn, what is it? Antiochus Epiphanes, the third, or whatever, get up there and punk you, Hellenize you, whitewash you, take away the flavor from your salt. Come on, Israel! Stop letting those heathen bewitch you. Stop letting them do their witchcraft on you. You NFL players want to get up here and make a bunch of noise, and you ain't about. You're not about those two. You can't even put 2 nickels to this, because you're broke as hell. And the Charles South Jr. owns you like your coaches did in the NFL. The NFL owned you, hook, line, and sinker. And Charles South Jr. owns you now, like a coach. You do say something he doesn't like, he'll put the squeeze on you. He'll manhandle you, try to punk you, try to send curses and demons your way, and you're afraid of that heathen? And then you military veterans, are you leopards? Are you leopards as well? Are you whitewashed scumbags? Why didn't you go to the military in the first place? And why didn't you come to the faith as well? Who invited you on the courts of Yahweh Elohim? Cleanse your hands, you double-minded. All of you allow and suffer a witch to live. One of the judgments that comes on individuals, especially those who done all sorts of stuff, including witchcraft, one of the judgments that will come upon them is leprosy. Does the whiteness on the inside have to also manifest in the outward? Do you also have to become pale and blonde-haired? Like the rest of those heathen who think they're superior? Well, they put you in chains and bondage and put you back underneath the curses of Deuteronomy 28. You better repent, because I'm telling you right now, the biggest whitewash example to you, sisters that stray away, and those of you who are thinking of going to stray away, is Nelly. Imagine a sister looking like E.T. turning into Nelly. That is painfully hilarious on a whole new level. And it's sad. You let that devil whitewash you sisters into a boring trailer white trash? Come on now. May Yahweh Elohim open your eyes and your ears and your hearts so that you may repent in the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach.